Alright, what's up GITV? I am here with John Liu, the man behind Operation Lion Claws, Operation Irene, pretty much the coolest airsoft games across the nation. John, thanks for gracing us with your presence once again, but man, you are looking sharp.
Well, thanks for having me. I had a press conference on behalf of Southern California Tourism Bureau today. As a lot of you probably know, that's my day job.
So, airsoft is not your day job.
Oh, good God, no. Especially for those of you who run events out there, you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's what puts all the gray hair on your head, right?
Oh yeah, especially on this side.
Speaking of that, I want to talk about Red Storm was kind of a new thing for Operation Lion Claw series. The first one was last year.
Yes.
We got part 2 coming up this year. Same AO as last time. Tell us about the game.
Well, we're so lucky with Red Storm AO. A lot of you play out there, you know AO makes the game.
I agree.
I know some of you don't agree, but AO makes the game.
Mm-hmm.
And for Southern California, one thing we lacked all these years was a good mount.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a solid mount. And we were so lucky to have this opportunity to use the Whittier prison.
Mm-hmm.
And we were told it was sold. And it was the one-of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
When we reapproached in November, we realized the escrow hasn't closed.
So it's still available.
So the Department of Corrections still owns it.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go through all the complicated channels and negotiate and this and that and submit the film we did last year for approval and so far and so on, and we got it back.
So just so everybody's clear, is this federal prison with like bars and everything like that?
It's a state juvie hall.
Okay.
So it's cooler than a prison. A prison is built like a cross.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it from the sky, the bird's eye view, all prisons are built as a cross for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Choke point.
Mm-hmm.
They want to keep people inside.
Mm-hmm.
So for airsoft, it's problematic because it's nothing but choke point.
Yeah.
So it gives a cool factor, but choke point is frustrating. A juvie hall, it's a high school.
So it's a school and a penitentiary.
It's completely fenced in, barbed wire in,
Uh-huh.
with these green tarps, so people also have no idea what goes on behind bars.
Mm-hmm.
And inside, you have cafeteria, you have hospital, you have classrooms, just a real school, you got dormitory, and then you got a maximum security penitentiary off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Where last year we ran the night op,
Mm-hmm.
our staff played the attacking force, and the defenders were supposed to do jailbreak, prison break.
Uh-huh.
So they're inside with night vision goggle, going from cell to cell, looking for their buddy, trying to break him out of jail.
Uh-huh.
But they don't know that the prison official gave us secret passage
The controlling of
to
the
control the
information.
environment, and oh my God, it was fun.
So this is, okay, Red Storm is the mount game on the West Coast. I was fortunate to visit Irene this year for the first
That's
time.
right.
That was an excellent mount game on the East Coast. Are they the same? Are they different? Can you talk about that a little bit?
It's still different. Irene is a very unique event in its own, and Irene is in a class by itself.
I agree.
We want a lot of people to know that. Number one is the location.
Yeah.
We're so honored and privileged to be able to go there once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Once a year, it's all we get. And it's the Army tell us, take it or leave it.
Mhm.
And I'll say, yes, sir.
Of
Because
course.
last year, if you remember, it was Halloween weekend.
Yeah, it was.
People will say, what the hell's wrong with you? It's Halloween weekend. I was like, well, our original weekend, September 24th, Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 6 came in and said, we need that. So I got a call from the base. They said, dude, you out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. That's all we can say.
Of course.
And I say, sir, but is there an alternative? They say, yes. You take Halloween weekend because nobody wants that, or you don't come. I said, we'll take Halloween weekend, sir.
Can you explain why it's difficult to get that? This is an Army base that's in use all the time. So the fact that we can play airsoft there,
Oh,
nowhere in
It's-
the world can we do this.
it's because there's so many different kind of Army bases. In fact, I know there are people out there misrepresenting certain places as Army bases and so far and so on already happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Urban Combat Training Center is unique in itself because it trains only special forces,
Really? Okay.
spec ops only,
Mm-hmm.
Rangers, Marine Recon, SEAL Team 6, SEALs, Delta,
Mm-hmm.
Air Force, you know, the pararescue unit. Very unique special groups go there and train for very specific missions.
Gotcha.
Anaconda, we played on
Yeah.
at Irene last year. First time even for us, I'd never seen it.
Really?
And that place was built specifically to attack Saddam Hussein's palace.
Really?
So that place emulated Saddam's palace, the way it's built. It was built for Delta's little bird, the 160 is in Tennessee, to fly in.
So they can land.
And fly in and do a fast roll bend
Okay.
and just go, 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 go. We're so fortunate to be able to go to Zussman once a year because their respect and relationship with Colonel Daniel McKnight.
Okay.
Yeah, you tell them, oh yeah, you know, I'm John Liu, I like to come to Zussman. They're like, yeah, good for you. Who the hell are you? And get out. We're very honored and we're very lucky to have this friendship with the Army. And of course, our sponsor, the U.S. Army Recruiting Command. They've seen our record, they've seen what we have done in the past, and most critically, the support from Colonel McKnight and all the other Army officers. It was a very humbling experience in 2009, Irene, when a two-star general came out on Sunday morning's formation. He took his hat off and walked out to salute Colonel McKnight. It's the respect, which is amazing. You felt that. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's something I tried to translate to the guys at GITV, is that the East Coast airsoft scene is completely different than it is on the West Coast. I don't know what it is, but they just got that X factor out there. It makes it so exciting to play. It makes it a lot more fun to play out there. But you know, another thing that makes Irene a whole lot more fun is just the pyro that you guys have.
Oh my
They
God,
let
the
you use
pyro.
the pyro and, you know, blowing buildings up.
Here's the thing, a lot of guys who've been to Irene, and if they didn't read, they should. I always ask everybody, before you sign up, read the fine prints, because we're honest with everything. You go to Irene, what you're signing is you could die the second you enter that base, because you really could.
Okay.
You remember that the rocket that hit the wall and it went boom?
Yeah.
Those are rocks flying out. Those are not paper mache.
Oh, okay.
You can get hit on the head, you'd be like dead if you don't have a helmet on. But that's how they train.
Of course.
So you sign that piece of paper, you come onto this very specific location, you could die.
The realism is there.
The realism and the pyro they create, it's the control tower, the water tower,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a control tower.
Uh-huh.
But they're also very careful. You see all the red shirts around?
Yeah.
Those are their staff.
Okay.
So the staff are walking around, when the pyro is about to blow, they tend to either tell the group, get out, or they'll say, you know what, there's too many people there, blow this thing right next to them instead,
Oh,
to
okay.
give you the boom. I'd just be my pen inspector. I don't know if you were in the embassy when they did the airstrike.
No.
They placed 6 satchel charges throughout the building, and they ignited all 6 of them. Boom! The whole building shook. Everybody in that building peed in their pants. But it was a bragging right.
So it's safe-ish.
Yes.
Okay, so it's
Yes.
not just random
No,
explosions happening.
no, it's all planned. It's very specific. We sit down with the Army, with the Special Forces, pyro guys, very specific what time, which building, what time, which building. They need our scenario. Every 15-minute interval, they need to know exactly what we're doing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So it's been, gosh, how many years now with them, and they know us well.
That's terrific. I can't wait to go back. I agree this year. I'm thinking, like, for this year, how do you plan to top yourself? I mean, it just seems so impossible. Irene is like the pinnacle of what Airsoft is supposed to be. Do you have anything in your sleeve for this year?
We have a lot of different things planned this year, a lot of fun events. Number one, of course, Red Storm going back there, and the storyline is the Allied forces won last year. The Russians won a lot of battles, but they lost the war.
Oh, really?
So now they got their butt kicked all the way back to South America. So Sergeant Igor Dobrov, yes, now he calls himself Rojo.
Really?
It's like the video game character, the drug dealer Rojo.
Uh-huh.
Rojo and his renegades are now in South America.
Uh-huh.
They have a camp built just like Camp Whittier. So now the U.S. Army Special Forces Command sending in Rangers,
Chasing them.
Spec Ops, everybody to chase after them. This year we're going to put in World War II M3 Scout car.
Really?
A lot more vehicles involved this time. We have permission to do that now. We didn't get that last year. We have it this year.
Okay.
There will be vehicles driving around spraying.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of interesting element. For Lion Claws in May, it's our 10th anniversary.
Uh-huh.
Southern California, my biggest challenge is AO.
Really?
10th anniversary, we had to find a cool factor. Lion Claws was built originally as a physical endurance first, Airsoft second. So that's why it's all up in the mountains, because we always joke about anybody can pick up an airsoft gun and shoot.
Yeah.
But can you do it at 5,000 feet above sea level, humping it?
uphill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with all your gear.
Exactly. And if you can do that, you last all weekend, that's your bragging right, because you're the man.
Yeah.
So that's why Lion Claws was designed the way it was.
Uh-huh.
But this year, we're looking also for a change.
Okay.
I am negotiating with the city government next Tuesday. I've been negotiating with them for 5 years. Every year they told me to go F myself. But I don't give up.
You never know.
So I'm going back again. I have an appointment with the mayor.
Uh-huh.
I'm going back again Tuesday
Okay.
to sit down with them, try to reason with them, and I don't care, 15, 20, 25 grand, whatever you want. Money is never the issue. We pay through the nose every time because we want to give everybody the unique experience that they otherwise won't get.
That's an interesting thing that you bring up, the money factor, because there's rumors going around. I know you've heard it. You know, it's not worth it to go to a line class. You pay so much for it, and it's like a big force-on-force game. How can you explain that?
Sure.
It's not really so.
Sure, absolutely. When they say line class, and especially, unfortunately, for the folks who've never been with us, they assume it's auto line class. Their events obviously are high caliber, high intensity, and they're not so high intensity. I know what majority of the guys want, mount. It's where the high intensity comes in. Our biggest mount events are Red Storm, that's on the West Coast, Bulldog in Texas. Bulldog this year is going to be absolutely amazing because we got permission to run vehicles through the mount site. So that's going to be intense. Irene, of course, is mount. The new one we started last year, Northern Light in Pennsylvania, that is Stalingrad. That's not just a mount, that is Stalingrad. When you have 198 acres of industrial space with 15 three-story industrial buildings, not like this, but it's industrial buildings, completely fenced in. But then the comfort level is you walk out of the AO, you turn right, there's a pizza polish. The comfort level is there, but the game is intense. So we know that's what majority of the people want. Unfortunately, we can't always get that. So you can always tell at the price range, we're very fair. We have to spend a lot of money to get the mount. So the price, 190, 200, Irene, 225, whatever. But Irene, part of the reason is we have to limit to only 400 people.
Can't have.
I cannot, no, the Army said, no, you get out. Because they're worried about safety, which we totally understand and respect. So the factor is Red Storm, because everything is controlled tightly by Department of Correction, and partially is, you know, the film element and all that kind of stuff. We had to be very professional about everything. Line class event, we kept the price bracket at the lowest. The Operation Line class itself, you know, we kept it at what, 90 bucks for an alumni versus 120 for non-alumni. It's been like that since day one of Line class, which is 10 years ago. So we kept it the same. There are times we increased it in Hesperia, in Tehachapi, because Tehachapi AO is so unique, it's so expensive to get. And when we bring in a lot of vehicle, it results in that. This particular line class cost, if I get that extreme mount, the cost will go up. But so we just want people to know that it's based on what you like to play. There's the woods game, there's the mount game. The woods game, it may look as if it's not as intense, you may feel like it's force on force, but you got to keep in mind, every line class event, it has scenarios. Everybody receive a player kit 2 weeks prior. We always tell player, you will get what you put in. The guys at Irene, they walk out of the AO, they shake my hand like you did, this is great, you did a great job. I say, no, I didn't do a good job, you did. Because if you didn't read your scenario, you will have a sucky time. Irene will know Irene. So if you read your scenario, you understand the objectives, and you work well with your squad and the platoon, it doesn't matter where it is, you'll have a great time.
You have to put yourself in the situation to pull out the whole experience. That's really what sets your games apart from everything else out there. You're not the only person that puts on
Of course not.
games. No, but it's the mindset and it's the people that you're around that makes John Lee games so interesting.
We appreciate that, but we also let people know that we're not in the business of being number one. That's definitely not our goal. Our goal is to create a unique environment for all the enthusiasts to have a good time. And it's also not a secret, we donate money to Special Operations Warrior Foundation under Best of USA Marketing. You can check online. We donate money to them. There are times when we're requested by a specific unit who assists us, let's say Bulldog with the Marine Corps. Last year, the year before, we gave them a $5,000 check on Sunday just to help them with their birthday ball. Last year, the number dipped a little bit, so we still gave them like $3,800 on the spot to help them with their birthday ball.
Well, they help you so immensely during the games. It's a give and take situation. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes.
Oh my God, the behind the scenes, it's crazy. It's amazing. That's why I always appreciate the players, you guys, before you leave, you thank the staff. Guys, that makes the entire weekend worthwhile for us, because the staff, they put their heart and soul into it. and all because we want Airsoft to go in the right direction.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. To make everything go legit with all the proper safety
Yes.
precautions takes a lot of work and a lot of effort.
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate everything you put into it, John. There's only one last thing I want to bring up to you is that we have a very popular series here called Tactical Gearheads, and it would be great if you could come in on a regular basis with maybe some of the Line Claws VIPs or just veterans that have been playing your game since 2001.
You guys hearing that? We have a lot of alumni out there.
We should start doing a Tactical Gearheads showing, the differences between, what a mount setup is from the guys that have been there since
Yes.
the beginning. Is that something you'd be open to?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I can't wait to work something like that out. Thanks again, John, for coming, and thanks for your
Yeah.
time.
Thank you.